I'm gonna tell you guys something. This is for my new subs. I'm 32 plus this month. Shout out to all of my new subs. But I want to tell you guys something. I was told when I was born that I was born with it's called Alpha 1 COPD. I was also born with asthma and bronchitis. Over the years, it's turned into, or back then, 50 years ago plus, they told me if you ever smoke cigarettes or you ever smoke anything, weed, anything, you will die. That was 48 years ago. Are they still winning? Did they win? Have they still won? As long as if I die before I get hit 50? Or no, they said, that's right, I already won. Or no, I've only been smoking 48 years. So I got 2 more years. See, this shit's confusing to me too, folks. But this is shit I think about. Uh, I don't. I do serious videos, and I've done a few here in the last few days. Shit kind of got serious in my life, but I also like to do funny. I like to have a little bit of fun, put a smile on your face. Got to have both. Can't always have doom and gloom. Got to have some hope, some spirit rising, Holy Spirit rising in you, maybe. If you listen to the ignorance of the stuff that I've done, it should raise it up, the Holy Spirit up in you for sure. Uh, but that is true, folks. Right now, I'm told I got about 30% lung capacity. And you see my ignorance. It really is my ignorance. Uh, but I took that challenge on years ago, and I'm still Watachi. And I'm still walking this damn earth. That's why I tell you, I told you in one of my videos, I've been protected my whole life. Uh, let's see, where do I want to go with this? Something else. Oh, I'm telling you what, folks. I'm telling you what. One of the first things I used to piss women off with, and I was young. I was young, young, young. I pissed my mom off. I pissed my aunts and uncles off. Probably not my uncles, but pissed my aunts off. Pissed my cousins on the female side. I pissed them all. I pissed them all off. I used to tell them all the time, I'm sorry, but this is a man's world. I didn't make those rules up. I didn't have nothing to do with it. All I'm doing is following it. And let me tell you something, folks. First time I was ever choked after saying that by a woman, it was with my own diaper. I was mean when I was young. I was mean. Uh, let's see. I call this one shark on a windshield. Or not shark on a windshield, but shark and a windshield. Because this is some more of my ignorance that got me involved in things. Well, it wasn't only my ignorance. There was about 5 other guys. There were 6 of us in a boat. We're deep sea fishing the Sea of Cortez, which is the Gulf of California, which is, Pacific Ocean, basically. Mexico. Used to go down there all the time. Memorial Weekend, Cholla Bay, Rocky Point area, they hold a big fishing derby down there. $100 a boat to get in, and depending on the, what do they call it, the type of fish, if you win, you can win some money. Used to go down there all the time. Fish. And the sunburn. Oh, that's another whole nother Mexico sunburn. Oh, I wish I'd have had that on there. But anyway, folks, we're out fishing for fish that weigh as much as we do. In some cases, grouper and stuff at around 100 pounds, 80 pounds, and shit. We're fishing with hand lines. 6 of us off of about I think it was a 26-foot boat, 26 or 28-foot boat. There's 6 grown men in this boat fishing. The guy that owns the damn boat and the other 3 that was involved in this derby, he latches into an 8-foot shark. Now, on a hand line, and we had pulled this thing in by hand, and you guys, if you don't understand what that is, I'm not going into it. But this was a hand line. It wasn't no rod and reel shit. We were fishing for heavy shit, big shit. We didn't have the money for them big rod and reels, so we were using hand lines. We got this damn shark up to the side of the boat. Now we got a gaff, which is a big hook that you if you get a hold of something big and it's thrashing and shit, you can gaff it a few times and give it an attitude adjustment, if not kill it, if you want to kill it. Well, this guy wanted a picture of him with this shark. Didn't matter what had to happen, if the shark was alive or dead. Chances of him having a picture with him with the shark and the shark still being alive was a real small chance. We've got this damn shark strapped off, an 8-foot shark, strapped off, hand line hook, big old hook. It wasn't going to break. We're dragging this shark around. We got a gaff hook that we're gaffing it and hooking it and ripping on it, trying to kill this damn shark. Well, sharks were a problem, so we also had what they called a bang stick. And it was a stick that when you smacked it into the fish, it would shoot off a 22 bullet into the fish. So they're smacking it with this bang stick in the head, this shark, trying to kill this damn shark. They finally say, man, that damn shark's dead. They've cut it up. They're cutting into it and shit. And I'm telling them, no. They're wanting to bring this 8-foot or 6-foot shark into the damn, or no, it was 8 foot. The damn guy that caught it was 6 foot. They're wanting to get it in the boat because they're afraid the hand line's going to break that's tied off to the side of the boat, and that we're going to lose it. So they want to get it in the boat. The owner of the boat wants to get it in the boat. He don't want to lose it. Now I keep telling these clowns, it's hard to kill a shark. I said, I don't know that shark is dead. You throw that son of a bitch in this boat with us, 8-foot shark. There's 6 grown men in a 26, 28-foot freaking boat. Now, the front of the hull was not an open hull. There wasn't nowhere to get up there. It was the windshield about a quarter or a third of the way back, and everything above the windshield was boat, the hull of the boat that hid the bathroom and stuff that was underneath there. Yeah, I think there was a bathroom, but there was a bed and shit down there. They dragged that fucking shark into the boat. As soon as it hit it wasn't moving as far as we knew. We were dragging it through. We've been dragging it for a while. It wasn't moving as far as they knew. And I'm going, no, don't bring it in the boat. Don't bring it in the boat. They drag it, they grab some hooks, and they gaff it and bring it up in the boat. As soon as that thing hit the floor, mouth went open, tail went to flipping. This thing's grabbing for everything. Watachi ain't playing. I jumped up on the windshield of the boat because the hull, I couldn't stand up there with the waves. So I had to have a hold of something. So the windshield I had to have a hold of the wind. I jumped up on the fucking windshield, folks. I'm standing up there yelling, you motherfuckers, I told you that son of a bitch. We got the other five guys in the boat. They're trying to get out of the way of it. One guy's got the slam stick I told you about that's shooting 22 bullets through it. And he's smacking at the fucking shark, and it's popping bullets off. And I'm seeing holes going through the bottom of the boat, folks. Or at least the floor of the boat. Now, if they're going through the floor, they're going through the bottom. Because until they hit water, there ain't really much to stop it. A 22 bullet. So I know bullet holes are going through the bottom. People, I'm standing on a windshield. Shark in the boat with 5 other guys. They're shooting bullets through the bottom of the boat. You can't see land from anywhere I'm standing. We could not see land. We were so far out in the water, you could not see land anywhere, any direction to jump off the boat and swim to. I'm still on the windshield. Well, believe it or not, we got that damn shark killed. The owner got his damn picture. He's got this big shark holding it up by the gills, with it coming down around behind him and the tail coming out in front of him. That was the picture that he wanted. Damn near killed us all. Let's see. What will be I call it, let's see how much time we're at. 14. Hope I can get, let's see. I might not be able to get the last one in. Well, I'll try to make this one fast. His fireworks is 60 miles per hour. Now, I was 14. A buddy of mine turned 16. He had I think it was 1970 or 71 Grand Torino, Ford Grand Torino, 2-door, primered from front to back. He got his license. He said, man, we got to do a road trip. I said, I'm game. I'm 14, folks. I'm game. He goes, where can we go? We're in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm 14, he's 16. I said, you know what, buddy? I got some cousins who live down around North Lake, Tennessee. Let's go there. He goes, hell yeah, let's do it. Hell, I had paper routes and I was bussing tables and shit. He had a job and shit. Hell, he had a car. I didn't even have, but I was 14. We decided we were going to go down to my cousin's, my uncle's house, basically. Now, I knew they wouldn't give a shit. We packed up. He showed up, picked me up, and when he did, he brought another guy. He was telling him what he was going to do. And the guy said, man, fuck, that sounds like fun. Can I go? And he was like 15 or 16. And Dale was a guy, my buddy. Dale said, I don't give a shit. It was a good friend of his. I didn't know the guy. He said, I don't give a shit. I don't think Brian would give a shit. Fuck it. Let's go. Get your shit. He got his shit. Jumped in the car. They came and got me. They got my shit, put it in the car. I jumped in the car and we headed to Tennessee. We got down there. Now, this guy that my buddy brought, I can only describe him as I guess you would call it metrosexual back in that day. Because back then, metrosexual it was just a feminine. Now I understand why there's guys that are feminine. Some guys are raised by women, so they're going to be feminine. And this guy was just he was that way. He even had a high speaking voice. I didn't have a problem with that. Never did. Never have. He was a good guy. Never had a problem with him. Had a lot of fun. But never had no problem with him, so I'm not even going there. We got down to Tennessee, and I've told people before, when I was a kid in Tennessee, you could buy a quarter or a half stick of dynamite. That's nitroglycerin, folks. You could blow some shit up. As a kid, as a underage kid, you could buy dynamite in Tennessee. In the 60s, probably even before that, up until probably about the 80s. We went down there, hung out at my uncle's house, went out on the lake. We bought a bunch of explosives, blew a bunch of shit up. And then because when we were coming back to Indiana, it was illegal at that time to even have fireworks at all other than sparklers and them little snakes and shit. Wasn't worth a shit when I was a kid. You couldn't have shit in Indiana. So we decided, I decided, we all three decided we're going to buy some fireworks before we go back to Indiana. And we all ended up buying what they had. It was called Black Cats. And they were all in packages of 100. We bought boxes of this shit. They were in packages of 100, which they'd break down to 5 20 round packs. If you didn't want to use them all at one time, you could break them down into 5 different smaller packs of 20. But we bought these cases. And I had mine stay. I would say I was either driving or sitting in the passenger seat because it was my family's house we were going to. The other guy was in the back seat. He didn't care. Hell, he slept most of the time. Well, he slept down, going down. He didn't sleep much going back up. Now we had all these fireworks. My buddy that owned the car was driving. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. Got a pillow that if I wanted to go to sleep, I could lean it over against the window and go to sleep and shit. Got a stack of damn fireworks at my feet. And we got a guy in the back seat asleep. And we're doing about 60 to 75, 80 mile an hour down the road, depending on where we're at. And I fucking look at my buddy that's driving the car. I'm bored. He goes, what? I said, I'm bored. So I reached down and I grabbed a box of them black cats that are in 100 round packs. I rip that sumbitch open. My buddy's looking at me. He's driving. He's driving down the road. He's looking at me. He sees me rip out a whole 100 round pack. And I'm getting that tip ready so I can get it lit. He's going, what are you doing? I said, just watch. I grab that thing up there and I take my lighter and I light that damn thing. He's looking at me. What? And I go, and I throw it on the floorboard of the back seat of his car while that guy's asleep back there. When them 100 firecrackers start going off, laying on the floor back there, this guy come up off that seat. He was dead asleep. He comes up off that seat about, at least that far. And he's screaming like a girl. I can't even do it, folks. I can't even do that high piercing scream like that. It sounds like my daughter's scream. Bloody murder shit. I am horse laughing in the passenger seat. I just lit 100 firecrackers inside a car at 60 some mile an hour while this guy was asleep. My buddy is laughing that's driving the car. He's laughing so hard he can't even believe that this is happening. That guy's fucking pissed. He's sitting back there boiling, trying to figure out how he can get me back. I told you I had a pillow up there in the front with me, right? That I can lean my head against. I'm watching him in that little fucking mirror that's on the sun visor like a hawk. He's got a bunch of firecrackers back there with him. Evidently, he don't see me watching him like a hawk. I see him reach into his box of fireworks. He pulls out a 100 round strap. He's just playing it off cool. I'm listening. I'm smelling everything. I got it all going on. I know everything that's going on around me at this point, people. I'm telling you. I'm waiting for it. I hear this. I get my pillow in my hand, my right hand. I'm watching him out of my left eye, just as he reaches up to throw that son of a bitch in my lap, I raised up with that pillow and smacked it right back in his. Here we go again, 100 rounds of fireworks in the back seat, and this guy's screaming like a girl. Me and my buddy up in the front seat are laughing so hard. It's amazing that he even kept the damn car in the road. We were horse laughing, folks. If you don't know what horse laughing is, if you ain't never had a horse laugh at you, you ain't been around horses. But we were horse laughing at this guy. Now, my buddy that was driving the car, he got me about 8 months before this. I was high at school, high school. I was high, didn't have no cigarettes. He was at lunchtime. I was supposed to be in class. I found him in the lunchroom. I asked him, man, I need a cigarette. I wasn't even paying attention to what he did. He didn't reach and grab his pack of cigarettes and knock a cigarette out and give it to me. He reached in his shirt pocket and handed me this cigarette, single cigarette. He just reached in, didn't come out of a pack or nothing, folks. Gave it to me. He knew I was high. I went to the boys' bathroom. I'm standing in there high. Put that cigarette in my mouth in between classes, folks. I like that son of a bitch. Well, he put 3 of those cigarette destroyers inside this fucking cigarette. It pops like a fucking firecracker. I've got tobacco in my mustache, in my hair, on my clothes, everywhere. First thing I'm thinking, because I'm high, fucking seed pop. What the fuck? I'm sitting here, I'm fucking. About that time, here come a teacher in the boys' bathroom. What the hell's going on in there? I'm looking at him going, I don't know. This teacher, he called me Goons. My last name is Grooms. He called me Goons. You weren't smoking? I said, no. He goes, there's tobacco and shit all over your face and your hair, all over your clothes. You weren't smoking? I said, I don't know. He goes, get to class. Well, he didn't know this was going to come back on him. We're back in that car, done blown up the guy in the back seat with over 200 rounds of firecrackers. He's driving the car. Other guy in the back seat went back to sleep. He sees me reach down, pull up another pack, and he's shaking his head going, no, not again, man, not again. I'm going to just watch. He sat there, he's watching me. I pull out that 100-round pack and I'm twisting that in, make sure I get it good and lit. Fire up my lighter, light it. Just throwing it in the backseat, I flipped it right over right in his lap. We're doing 60 at least down the high interstate. I'm 14. He's 16. I just flipped 100 rounds of Black Cat firecrackers in his lap. They start blowing the fuck up. He's lifting he can't hit the brakes because he's got his feet on the floor, lifting his ass up off the seat because the fireworks are laying in the seat and they're blowing the fuck up. I'm over in the passenger seat. I'm laughing. I'm telling you people, I was laughing so fucking hard. Tears, snot, everything coming out of my head. The guy in the back seat is now screaming like a fucking girl again. We lucky we lived through it. But by the time we got back to Indiana, we done blasted 500 rounds of Black Cats inside his 1970 Gran Torino. Anybody else done anything like that? That's where the ignorance level that I used to live at. Let's see, how much time we have? No, I can't do the other one. Sorry, folks. We're already at 30 minutes. God loves you. And we can't have too much fun. You can't laugh at me too much. I try to do some serious shit. But these are ignorant shit that's happened to me. You guys love you. Till the next one.